England versus Australia will be Rugby World Cup 2019's first quarter-final. Here is my opinion. Welcome to SkinnyBru Rugby, guys, and it is quarter-finals time. We have England versus Australia, New Zealand and Ireland, Wales versus France, and then Japan versus South Africa. That Japan versus South Africa game, I will do a special video with the Imbiber himself. He is living in Japan. If you don't know him, he has his own YouTube channel. You can check it out below in the links. But for today, we will be focusing on England versus Australia. I'll be looking at the teams, I'll be looking at how they will be playing, and I'll also give my prediction at the end on how it will go and who I think will actually win at the end. On that note, remember to join the SkinnyBru pools. You'll see next to me who is leading the different pools at the moment, and then also remember to subscribe to my channel if you do like this video. At the moment, England, though, they will be pretty confident for this game since Australia haven't won a game against them since the 2015 World Cup. So they are at the moment 6-0 with Australia. England are also a little bit more rested out for this game. They beat Tonga by 32 points, then USA by 38 points, and then afterwards Argentina by 29 points. And then of course that French game was cancelled due to the typhoon. So they've basically had 2 weeks off now for rest for this quarterfinal, whereas Australia, they could maybe say they are a little bit more battle ready, if you want to say it like that, because they beat Fiji by 18 points, then they lost to Wales by 4 points, beat Uruguay by 35 points, and then Georgia by 19 points. The key one there is the loss to Wales by 4 points, but I'm gonna get into that a little bit later. First, let's look at the teams. For England, Eddie Jones picked his more settled side, if you want to say it like that. A surprise here and there, but just more or less his settled side. At prop, Marco Vunipola, he is back. It's his first start of the tournament. He's joined by Kyle Sinclair at the prop, and then hooker will be Jamie George. He's been pretty reliable in this season. Cheika has made 5 changes for this game. 1 up front with the return of Alan Alaalatoa. He is joined by Scott Seo and then Tolo Latu, who has made that number 2 jersey his own. The locks for England is the ever-present Maro Itoje, who has been impressive this World Cup, and he is joined by Courtney Laws, and he's preferred over Krius. The line-out battle will be a big one because Australia has went with Rodda and Arnold, who has been great up front as well. They will front up to the challenge. Both of them very good in the air at line-out time. Both of them are a threat on the park as well. Great runners of the ball. They could make some meters as well. Loose forwards, it is going to be one of the battles of this game. It's going to be one to watch, where we have Tom Curry, Sam Underhill, and then the strong running Billy Vunipola, who is said to be at full strength, back to his full self. For Australia, they have Pocock, who is going to be a nuisance at rock time. Hooper, who is going to be the captain and is also returning for the side after being rested for a game. And then the number 8 for Australia is very similar to Vunipola, Naisarani. Halfbacks will be the experienced Ben Youngs at number 9, and then the surprise inclusion of Farrell at number 10, with Ford being dropped to the bench. For me, this is Farrell's best position, so I do prefer him at number 10. The Wallabies, they are continuing with their experimentation or rotation at 9 and 10, with Ginya and Lialifano getting a chance this weekend around at 9 and 10. I actually liked White and Tumua. They did well. I liked how they attacked the line as well. Lialifano, he isn't the greatest when he is under pressure so far in the World Cup. So the physicality of Farrell is going to be important, and I think that might be the idea here. If Farrell can put Lialifano under pressure, it might be an easy field day for them up there. At the centers, number 12 to Lagi shifts in because Farrell has went to number 10. I suspect this is to actually counteract Karevi at number 12 for the Wallabies. It makes sense because Karevi has probably been one of the best number 12s, and he is a very strong runner with the ball. That means no shoulder boy at number 12. We're going to have real tackles in this game. It's going to be hard ones. And number 13, Henry Slade. As mentioned, Karevi is at number 12, and then the surprise inclusion of the 19-year-old Pataya at number 13. above James O'Connor. It's a weird one for me. It might be a big gamble, but both of these players are Reds centers. Both of them have played together. Look, Pataya has been injured for a long time, but they know each other. It could work, especially because of this element of surprise. The English might not really know what to suspect or what to expect from the outside centre from Australia. Out wide for England, they have Johnny May, Watson, and then Cannon Boot Daly at 15, and they are going up against Courier Betty, Hodge, who is back from his suspension, and then Beale, who is the playmaker from the back. The English bench is Cowan Dickey, Marler, Cole, Creas, Ludlam, Hines, Ford, and then Joseph. The Aussie bench is Ulysses, the very experienced slipper, Tupou, Coleman, Salakaya Lotto, who really adds something when he comes onto the park, White, Tumua, and O'Connor. Both of those players, very exciting players to bring onto the park, can shift in onto any position. Both of them have the X factor in the good games. As I said before, the key talking point here is going to be the rest versus the battle readiness. Which one is the better aspect between the two sides? England, they have had their 2 weeks off with no real big games leading up to this game, whereas Australia, they've had 4 games, 2 of which were pretty good, but one of them they lost to Wales by 4 points, but it was in the second week, so they might have had a chance to actually fix a lot of stuff and work on some of the aspects that hasn't been going right. The key feature here for Australia though is the Wales loss. You have to look at how Australia played against them. They only lost by 4 points, and this is probably the closest game Australia has played to an opposition that plays similar rugby to England. England though, they are the team that are better at the moment. They finished top of the pool. That's going to be a confidence booster for them. Team wise, the pack up front, no team has the upper hand. The scrum is equal, the lineouts are equal, and the rucks also equal. Maybe Pocock, he just edges it a little bit to Australia's favour. Halfbacks, it's going to be level on experience, but Farrell, shifting to number 10, he brings a little bit of a more physical game, which might upset Lialifano a little bit, but Lialifano is a guy that just passes the ball. He's not really going to search for that gap. 12 versus 12 is going to be awesome. Karevi versus Tulagi is mouth-watering affairs. I can't wait to see that matchup. 13 and out wide is going to be dangerous and prolific. They're going to have to score every time they get the ball, or they're going to have to rack up the meters when they get it. Otherwise, not much is going to happen in this game. So taking all that into account, I think it's going to be pretty close, but Eddie Jones's team is a bit better at the moment. I don't think Australia is going to their 3rd consecutive World Cup semi-final. I think England will win. Guys, if you did enjoy that video, please consider hitting the subscribe button. I do appreciate it. And then also check out some of my other videos. I'll also be looking at each and every other game for the quarterfinals. Cheers.